Welcome to season 3. Welcome to season 3, episode 1.
I like that I was your sound and you were the movement. It is a new season of Geek Responsibly. I am Bridget Levy.
I'm Jenna Clark.
And welcome to the show. If this is your first time here, welcome. Thank you for joining us. If it's not your first time here, you should subscribe if you haven't yet, because that's embarrassing.
And make sure to like.
And make sure to like.
Like this episode. Also, she mentioned if it's your first time here, welcome. But you should also subscribe and like. There's no reason that you shouldn't be a part of this.
Share. Yes. Share this magic that's happening.
Share and subscribe.
I think we should just go right into it.
I agree.
Okay. Doing it. It's not it.
Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
The wrong one.
No, it wasn't.
It was. I saw cloth.
Yeah, because that's...
Wait.
See? It was the right one. And you can know because it's highlighted.
Let me explain myself.
Okay, the weekly catch-up is going to be ridiculous, so you guys better be sitting. Hopefully you're in your car.
The reason why I double it is because we just spent 30 minutes muted talking our weekly catch-up. And I don't want you guys to be like, oh my god, we missed out. You fucking didn't. Because we somehow talked about comb-overs, bald spots, and how jacked up our teeth are. And we were literally talking about fillings and how exciting that we're changing them from silver to tooth-colored. So...
We were on the part where you were talking about a dead tooth. We're done. We're done. We're moving away.
I don't know why.
Wait. I have an idea. Once we're done,
yeah,
we're going to have to watch that video clip and dub over it.
Oh my god, yes. I'm okay with it.
We're good.
Yeah, so that fucking happened for 30 minutes. We had 2 different things happen that we had to like pause for, so...
It literally was a blessing in disguise.
Once we clicked and we realized something happened, she's like, blessing in disguise, and I'm like, I'm not even mad about it. So, here we are again, weekly catch-up. Essentially, our weeks have been slow. It's been really slow, but like
not in a, oh, it's really slow and we can just catch up on things. Yeah. Like slow as in like we're moving slow.
Like we're over encumbered like in Skyrim and you can't run. That's what it's like.
Yeah.
You need to drop something, but you can't because it's life.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to drop things out of your rucksack and you can't because...
So you cry a little with your giant backpack and you're these up the mountain and you have no horse. So that's pretty much what our week was. We just summed that up in like 5 minutes versus the 3 hours of like dead tooth comb-over nightmare that was the first one. It's fine.
There wasn't a lot of stuff that happened. It's just that we're extremely exhausted, run down, and we're getting to the point where the walls are hitting us and going, yeah. It's like Johnny Bravo.
Jimmy Hunk, right here.
Which I thought that was gonna be like we probably would have felt that in season finale, like the Lollapalooza last week. But funny that it happens. Like, hey, it's our number one right out of the gate, and we're like, we're tired.
Yeah. Seabiscuit took a shit. It was like, you know what? There's grass over there. I think I'm going to go eat that.
Yeah.
It sounds good.
I think it's like we went on a sabbatical, but like a 4-day.
Yeah.
Like we're like, oh my god, it's amazing. And then we're just like, I'm giving. So.
You guys, we're back. It's season 3, episode 1. We're going to kill it.
This season.
I
was going to say this year, but you keep making us like do these weird things. So we end up having like 2 seasons a year.
I know.
Because I didn't realize
we're at like 40 some odd episodes. Like I just feel
that's crazy good.
It is, but I feel like a season is not 40 some episodes. I think it's just
because you're going off TV seasons.
I know, that was my mistake. It was okay. I saw somebody else doing seasons, and I was like, that's a good idea. We should do that. And it was like episode 21 of season 1. And so I stopped it, and then we started here.
I think it's because we were still in the process of like literally throwing everything at it, going, I don't know, does this work?
Yeah. It's like
when you-
fucking spaghetti on the wall, and you're like, oh, that's stuck. Okay.
I was thinking that, or I think it was from Scrubs when he's talking about like giving someone medication. He's like, I don't know, you open her mouth and you throw all the pills at it, and however many stick is the right amount. That's kind of what it feels like.
It's literally what we're doing is we're medicating our fucking podcast. Is it good? Yeah. It's working? It's alive. We're good.
Yeah, so it's been slow, but it's been good. This has probably been the highlight of my week. To come in and talk about this.
One big thing I liked is that we have merchandise.
By the way, not my merchandise.
Yes. This is the new Genesis shirt.
She's got a whole like theme for
JVN.
the Twitch. Yeah, for the Twitch is awesome.
Also, we have weekly Ketchup. Mm-hmm. So if you guys are really loving that weekly Ketchup, go ahead and get a sticker. I don't believe I put it as a t-shirt yet, but we have Geek Responsibly as well as GRP.
JTP. 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 JTP.
We're definitely brainstorming a couple more things for the merch because we'd like to do a lot more of that because we like t-shirts.
Yeah, t-shirts. Just so you guys know, there's also mugs on there if you like coffee. There's also phone cases.
In case you want that.
Yeah, rep it.
Yeah.
Super awesome. Thanks. Been watching a lot of TV, which I haven't watched TV for a long time.
Oh,
I've actually been taking like so for me, I'm always here, which we do have a TV behind me, but I never turn it on. And
it's not necessarily pivoted to you, really. It kind of is.
It can.
A little bit.
You can pull it out from the wall.
Oh.
So that is totally fine. It's just that I don't turn it on.
She's in this direction.
Yeah. So I want to go this way, not that way.
Yeah. No pivoting.
Same thing with this podcast. Just keep going forward, not backwards.
Let's keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Sorry. Rocky.
So with that, I did go upstairs because I needed
in your life.
I needed to take a break from everything, and so I decided, you know what?
I get that.
I'm gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna read. I'm gonna write, and I'm gonna watch. Yep, I'm gonna watch some TV.
I got unplugged.
So my phone died, and I was like, fuck it, I'm done. I just left it.
That's what it took.
It was dead.
Huh.
I was like, it's cool.
I've been there. Hey, Steve. Hello. That's Steve's segment.
So how was your week with everything? Did you?
My week was slow with work, but when you mentioned TV, I binge watched all of Amazon's The Boys.
How'd you like it? Because I watched the first episode and it was fucking weird.
What? I loved it. I watched all of it. It was amazing.
That will definitely have to be a segment because we may have different views.
Loved it. It's very, very gory and mature content. The comic book is very different from the show. But I quite enjoyed it. It was something new and refreshing and different, and I liked that the superheroes are a little different than what you're used to. So I
kind
devoured
of assholes.
that. Yeah, I devoured that super quick. I was done probably over the weekend, and then I started watching. Actually, I finished Fleabag season 2.
Oh, what's that?
It's a show on, I want to say Amazon as well. And this girl is like Fleabag, and her life's just a shit show, and you're just kind of like watching it, and it's like having a conversation with her, and then she'll be talking to someone. She's like, "Oh, I hate this person," and like come back, like so you're getting.
Oh,
like,
I love
her
those.
Yeah, you're getting like her.
Do you remember Ally McBeal, or is that way too old?
I've seen Ally McBeal. Yeah, I remember.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah,
like all of a sudden she'll have like the weird dancing baby, and you're like, "What the fuck is going on?"
It's like that, but she's very vulgar, and it's like full. You can just swear and stuff. I only think there's 2 seasons, so I'm a little upset because those who have seen the second season. Andrew Scott. Moriarty. I love him. Sexy, let's just say sexy priest.
Ooh, interesting. I'm going to have to.
Season 2 is spicy. It's pretty saucy, and I don't know if they're going to be doing another one. I don't think they are, and I'm a little butthurt about it, but I was like binge watch, and I was like, we can watch that part again. Like it was
interesting. I'll have to watch that.
See.
You'll have to remind me and write it down, Fleabag, and I'll look it up.
Yeah.
With that being said, I don't think there's anything else that we need to do on Weekly Catch-Up because we just wasted like 40 minutes on that. So we are headed over to In Nerd News. Okay.
So I wanted to tell you all about this.
Yes, which we have hinted at this before.
I feel like I need like a stack of papers. Like slap, like In Nerd News. So
would this work?
Yeah, sure, I'll use it. That feels right.
Yeah.
Okay. So like we hinted about it before. We had talked about different kinds of subs, and I had written and it's funny, I was so proud of myself because I had written this out a couple weeks ago, and then when this happened, I was like, I am a genius. Like, so happy. So we were talking about that they're doing subscriptions for theaters, which I think is a really cool idea. And there's a couple different ones. There's Cinemark with its movie club. There's AMC Stubs. But I saw rumored was that Regal Unlimited was going to be coming out. Mm-hmm. And it finally came out, but it came out on this past Tuesday. So on this last Tuesday, let me look at my notes. It was live from the 29th of July. So looking into it, it looks like a really good option, and I'm wondering like what your thoughts are when it comes to movie theater subscriptions and if it's something that you would do. Mm-hmm. But like essentially what it is it launched this tier, like 3-tier plan, and the prices are like $18, $21, and $24 a month. However, you're not paying for it per month. You're paying for it annually. So you pay for a whole year.
Okay.
But like some of them are like Cinemark is like 20% discount on concessions. You have no fee when you order your tickets online. AMC lets you see 3 movies per week, but Regal Unlimited, you can see any 2D movie anywhere you want, across the country otherwise, and it's unlimited. You can see as many 2D movies during the week as you want to. Doesn't matter. And like 3D, I think there might be a fee for that or whatever it is. So it's like unlimited 2D movies, plus you get like 10% off of your concessions, and you get a free large popcorn and a large soda for your birthday.
Wow.
Because usually it's like a free small popcorn, and I was like, ooh, they know me. Like drink and that, both large. So it's like you're looking at essentially like low 200s if you're looking for the 18, and it's probably per person. Like I'm sure I might be able to share it with you because I don't know if they'll check IDs. So like if you look like a Bridget or a Jenna, fine. But they're gonna look at me and be like, Mark? I'm like, yep. That's me. So how often, like I'm just wondering, like, do you think with it being something annually and to like see something, would you actually use it? Do you think it's a good way for the movie theater to like move forward in this direction?
I think it's a phenomenal thing. I don't go to movies. There's just something about movie theaters that, and it might be because
we've gone on a few dates.
Yes. I have to be in the right mindset with the right person, with the right movie at the right time, and it literally has to have the stars online for me to be able to go to the movie theater.
Okay, that makes sense.
So, if it's just a movie, for example, you know how my take on all the remakes going on with Disney.
Yeah.
I will not go to them.
Yeah.
I hear that they're doing phenomenal, but I'll watch it if I am here.
If
or,
it's on TV.
You know what?
Like,
I will never probably watch it. But Once Upon a Time in Hollywood came out. I was there. Why can't I snap today? Thank you. I'm just going to like try and splice that and move.
Dub it like 3 seconds too late.
Yeah.
Or like if you guys saw the anniversary episode. Oh my god,
I did great.
Those horn things.
I did great.
I was so mad because I had meant to get those like to make the sound for us, and I was so mad when I came here and I unraveled it and it didn't make sound. I'm like, that's gonna suck for editing. Which
I did really well.
Good for you.
There were some that
rough spots.
We kind of like it went over, but I thought it was funny.
Good.
But anywho, so Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, that will have to be a whole episode of something because I
see it?
Loved it.
Okay.
Oh my god, I ate that whole thing up and I want to go every single day. I want to sit every single day and watch that movie. And I like have posted on Twitter multiple times posting about Leonardo DiCaprio because I just want him to notice me. Just notice me. I'm your number one fan. Oh my god, I'm psycho. Have you ever seen The Fanatic? Yes, I called you.
Oh my god.
I'm going to be John Travolta in The Fanatic with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Please don't.
I think I will. I will be sitting
get you out of jail though.
I will be sitting on his chair.
Wait till you see how the movie ends because you don't want to claim that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, shame.
Anywho, but I think it's amazing because I know a lot of people, especially you and Mark. There are a lot of people that love movies and go there all the time. My parents do it all the time. Steve always wants to go to movies and he gets mad because I'm always like, meh. I felt like that little bug. You know what I'm talking about? It's like a little yellow worm. And he goes, meh. You know what I'm talking about?
No. What's happening today?
No, continue with the subscriptions.
I agree. I think it's really awesome, and I'm glad.
It's great for families too. I would have to see if it's like.
It depends on if I don't know if Mark and I can share it.
That's the thing. If it's something that you can't share and you have like 6 kids and you're like, I'm not going to pay.
Suck.
That would suck.
And it's like.
But how many times do you go to, like, I know a girl that always posts that she's taking her kids to the movies.
That's true.
Now you have to take into action. So if it's $18, but it gets me this much stuff and I can go X amount of times, is that worth it? You know, like, that's where I would come in.
And you look at it where it's like, tickets are what? $12 to $15 a ticket. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to the movies twice a month, it's probably going to pay for itself, to be honest, because you're paying for your ticket. Yeah. Some people always have the popcorn and the drink.
If they come and go, let's say even 3 or 4 times a month, once a week, let's say, that's definitely already past the $24.
Yeah, you're gonna, if you're looking at like 2 movies a month, you're probably going to be, it's going to be worth it to you. I feel like if I had the subscription like that, I'd probably be more willing to see movies that I wouldn't necessarily have seen in theaters.
Yeah, because you already paid for it. Especially if it's unlimited. That's actually a really good... And I like how each one has a different thing. Like you had mentioned, like there's different sub-perks that are associated with it.
And with Regal versus the other 2, I was reading that some of them also have it like... I think the AMC is like selects theaters, so you might not be able to go to the one down the street. Cinemark also might have fees. Like if you might only be able to see in a certain theater in some range, but if you go outside of that range, you might have to pay an additional $3 or something.
Got it.
So like to know that Regal's doing completely unlimited, pretty much anywhere you want.
Anywhere, yeah.
Like I can walk to the theater.
I actually liked Regal. I went with you a couple of times.
Yeah, and everything. Not even just Regal, but it's like. I just had a friend, we were talking about movies. He's like, oh, yeah, no, I don't like the seats. Or he said something, do they recline? I'm like, everywhere reclines now.
Not anymore.
Most places do.
It's Harkins doesn't.
Really?
Yeah. And some AMCs don't.
It's crazy. But it's like, I feel
but
like
they are more common. A lot of the food ones, Alamo and Flicks, they do not.
Yeah. But like... So, like, before...
It is more common, though.
Before any of these guys did this, you had Movie Pass was one that did it. And it's like this prepaid card, and you could do whatever you want. Now, it got, like, sold a lot, and then they would drop things really quick. So I'm glad that the theaters are actually taking control of that. Yeah. So it feels like a legit thing versus what Movie Pass was. Movie Pass was great when it was there, but then it started getting kind of downhill quick. Yeah. So, like, I think it's potentially worth it. I don't like the idea if it has to be per person, because that would be really awesome if we had one account and there's days where Mark goes without me or I go without him. Mm-hmm. Like, that would be really cool. I understand if we both go, someone's probably going to have to pay for a ticket. I'm okay with that. But it would be cool to have that account and to go
What if randomly. It was like a discount? Like, okay, you have one for the family, but you... No, that won't work either. Like, that's really weird. I think you'd have to buy one per person.
I know, and that makes me sad. So I feel like...
But it still makes sense. Like, if you're going with that person X amount of times a month, it still is worth it. That
would be cool if... Yeah, because then if you're looking at... That's cutting us going to the theater in half. Because then I'm only paying for 1 ticket versus 2. So, like, that's really nice. And if... But the thing I don't like about it is if Mark decides that he doesn't want to see something because it's too girly, or I don't want to see something because it's a Michael Bay film. Then it'd be cool to be able to use that account to kind of go. And I can see how that can get
sticky and people will start using it.
Yeah. I can see people taking advantage
of
that.
I think people it still will work if you have a ticket and he has a ticket. Like he bought it, you bought it. I still think that's going to be decent money-wise.
We'd be paying like $400 a year to like go and see movies,
but if you put it in perspective, yes, that's what I'm saying. Like if you put it in perspective, and also you get X amount of money off of concessions, things like that.
That's definitely going to make me more. Like I usually have to have popcorn.
I love popcorn.
That's the experience.
That's literally. I went to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and everybody ordered meals. I had beer. Way too much beer. Beer and just a thing of popcorn, and I was sitting there like with my popcorn. I ate the whole bag.
Dude,
like
when my fucking knuckles dust the bottom of that shit, I'm like, I've made a mistake.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm never.
And then on top of that, like at Harkins and whatnot, like you go up there and you're ordering and they show you the calories. So then when your knuckles drag across the bottom, then you're like, I just consumed this much.
Not counting the beer that I just drank too.
Yeah.
And it was at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, perfect. That's awesome.
No, I was like, I have to. It's a Quentin Tarantino. You need alcohol with this.
That makes sense.
I'm doing it.
But yeah, I think the concessions. But what really grabbed my
Can I just tell you
my
real
heart
quick?
was that free thing. What?
I want
I
a
love free
Quentin Tarantino movie pack. That's what I want for my birthday. All of his movies in like a really cool case. Just so I can sit and watch them all day.
You guys got that?
I love Quentin Tarantino. Have you ever watched Inglourious Bastards?
Yes, I own it. We have like a
Hateful
theater.
Eight.
What?
Hateful Eight.
Yeah, I saw it on Netflix.
Dingus.
I saw that
Oh my
one.
god, I love it.
I
It was on Netflix. That's right. Inglourious Bastards was on there for a hot
while.
minute, and I literally watched it almost every day.
Oh my God.
Hateful Eight, I watched 3 times in 1 week.
think we have, as far as like owning, we have
Kill Bill?
Reservoir Dogs, Kill Bill, and
The one with
Inglourious
the
Bastards.
girl with the machine gun leg. I can't remember what that was called.
Oh my god!
I didn't like that one.
Something World.
No, it's
Yes.
a drive something. She's in a
Uh-uh.
car.
That's, you mean when her leg gets cut off? Death Wish.
Death-
Because he's a stunt driver, but his car's like hexed to survive
Yes.
everything. Death something.
Death proof.
This car is 100% death proof. Only to get the benefit of it, honey, you really need to be sitting in my seat.
I thought that's just like a little short film. That's not like a whole thing.
Correct. But still, Quentin Tarantino.
Mm.
Anywho, he's a pompous asshole, but I love his shit, so I'll fucking sit in it all day. Yes, Quentin, I will sit in your shit all day.
Oh my god. Anyway, so back to the subs. So yeah, I do think if you're looking at like 2 movies a month, I would look into it, especially with it being unlimited anywhere and like any 2D movie that you want. And if you're not really into 3D, that's like right up your alley. 'cause
Yeah,
it's,
I'm
like,
not.
perfect. I
I
can't
get
always
sick.
do 3D. And I usually wear my big glasses, and I have to put that like over my glasses, so
Yeah.
then I'm wearing 4 glasses. It's just weird.
Yeah.
Well, 2 glasses.
2 glasses, but it looks weird. Yeah.
4.
Yep.
But yeah.
I think that's a great idea.
Cool.
So.
Cool.
Tight. Next. You almost hit the wrong one.
I almost hit the wrong one.
And then I talked in the middle of it.
It's that kind of day.
Yeah. Oh, this has been so fun. Anywho, anything that you want to catch us up with on Paperback Mountain?
Only a quick little thing, and I mentioned it in our last episode, that I have officially finished Goblet of Fire. Done.
And your thoughts.
Loved it. Started seeing the difference between that and the movie, which made me super stoked.
Cannot wait until you get to the 5th one. 'Cause that was the 4th.
So I'm on the 5th.
You are on the 5th.
I officially started the 5th.
It
Order of the Phoenix.
Yes, it gets even better.
And-
then the next one.
Half-Blood?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a good one.
Half-Blood and then
Deathly Hallows.
Deathly. So I started Order of the Phoenix. I also, at this point, I think I had bought 2 books prior, Goblet and Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to need to buy the last 2, and then I will own the entire series. Because I've been trying to buy them as I go.
Are they all hardcover? Or are they paperback?
Goblet and the other one. The other 3. The first 3 I found paperback.
Okay,
Because I was trying to get the Scholastic ones.
Yep.
Because I liked that they were all tattered and they had like $1 on it. So it's like
Yeah.
those. So I got the hard ones at Bookman's I found.
Yep.
And I almost bought the whole series. I was like, no, I need that motivation. So I'm going to have to do something. But
Yep.
I did see the illustrated one.
I'll show you up the upstairs.
Yeah, I'm going to.
'Cause you know Jenna got 'em.
I feel like I'm
You
gonna have
know that I got those.
like I'm trying to get my first set super cheap because I have a feeling it's not going to be my only set of the series.
So that's funny you say that because I have
I had a feeling.
I have 3, but I did give 1 set away.
Oh,
I have
that's
no
sweet.
idea who.
That's
I don't
nice
know
of
who.
you.
I gave it's. Then I have my colored illustrated, but they only have 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
And then because I don't know what happened to the last ones. And then
Are they not going to do it, or they were doing it
I
because it's
don't
more
know.
children's book? Because I mean, can you imagine putting illustrations in the new ones now? Like they're fucking novels already.
I know
They're like
well, you should see.
encyclopedias.
Yeah, you should see them. They're like long this way,
Okay.
but I'm proud of you. That's awesome.
I officially started it. I'm at the point where
It makes me want to reread them again.
I'm at the. Did they just have like a birthday thing I saw on Twitter?
It was his birthday yesterday. You
Like,
guys won't
the
be getting it.
character or
Harry Potter's character.
okay.
It was his birthday yesterday. It was out in June 1997 was when the book came out. July 31st is Harry Potter's birthday in the book. Remember how he receives the... Actually, Harry Potter received his birthday letter underneath the stairs on July 31st. Hope you guys enjoyed that.
I loved everything about that. They said he turned 21, right? That's what it was? Because now I feel like we should have like gotten butterbeer or something, but I don't even know what that shit tastes like. I don't know where to find that.
Oh my god!
I've never been to the place that they have. Like I've never been to either
Universal?
California. Yeah, I've never seen it.
Oh my god, I love butterbeer.
Yeah, I've never seen any of that stuff.
Ridiculous.
So I'm not very far.
One thing that I must say is we need to start having girl weekends,
like different themes.
Different themes
We're
and
kind
things
of
that we're
about
doing.
themes.
We actually need to like go to a place and like hang out.
Like when we went and got our auras taken.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been a while.
That was so much fun, but like there's so many things that we need to do.
Yeah, but we didn't have like jobs then.
Yeah, but now
we would do it like on a Tuesday afternoon for shits and giggles.
Yeah, that is true.
That was fun.
That is true. We just kind of were
Our
like,
life
hey,
was
by
like-
the way, let's go do this.
Our life was so easy because we had like nothing. Do you guys remember that? Like you'd be in,
when you didn't have to worry about shit.
Yeah, you were like in high school and you're like, oh, I can't wait to grow up. This stupid summer vacation. Oh my god.
Me and my wand with my Harry Potter scarf in Hogwarts and my butterbeer.
Cute.
And then this was...
She's gonna have to post them on here. You're just making more editing for yourself.
I know. I found my people.
Oh my god.
But he has the same color
Simpsons.
hair.
But I just cracked it open and I started reading it and it was like
God, I
going
took good
through
pictures.
We were going
Look,
through
it's
like,
Hogwarts or it's Diagon Alley. Yay!
Stop.
Hold on. What I must say
She's
though,
distracted.
look at how adorable this is, and you can get a wand. I don't know if you can. Yes,
She's
you
gonna
can.
put it on. Like you're gonna.
But you
have
get
to
a
put it on.
wand, and the wand has a little thing at the end of it.
Yeah.
So when you go around in the area, like this
Yeah.
guy, you have to do a thing, and then it does something.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. So like this little guy like opens and whatnot. So really cool.
I cracked the book open.
Yay!
I started reading it, and it was one of those nights where I was like, oh, I'm probably not gonna get very far. I nosed in there. I was like all about that, and I think as far as I didn't get super far, but I'm at the point where they just got.
I'm just glad that you're taking time to read.
I know.
That's you're growing.
But it's also like me unplugging and going, hey, instead of watching TV or instead of like playing games, I want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm at the point where they just
peaceful.
landed in front of the Order of the Phoenix when the door thing. That's it. They haven't gone in, but they landed there.
Yes.
And already it's already different from the movie.
Yes.
So I was like, oh, okay. And like I feel like had I not watched Goblet of Fire, that's probably going to be the book that turned it for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I do feel like I think The Prisoner was
the one that
I think The Prisoner was the one that turned it.
because it
where it's
started
like,
to
okay.
turn darker.
Yeah.
And it's darker than what the movie shows. The
Yeah.
movie tries to do a decent job. I'll give it that.
Yeah, I definitely feel like The Prisoner of Azkaban.
Azkaban.
I feel like that was the one that turned it. I enjoyed the Goblet of Fire, but because I've seen the movie, it was hard to get out of that.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until the very, very end, that you
were like, oh wait, this is different.
Yeah, the very, very end, and I was just like reading. Like that chapter was way longer than I thought it was. Because oh, the movie just kind of like ended and like it had more. So I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited.
Yay!
I'm excited.
Which makes me excited and pumped to go one, read, and two, go read Harry Potter again. Because I haven't read it for so long. And I read the first one because you were reading it and I got through it.
Yeah.
And then I just haven't picked up. I paid for the second one on Audible. I just haven't listened to it because then I started into that damn Name of the Wind. I have an hour and a half left.
See, and I'm trying to switch because I refuse to read anything else until I'm done with Harry Potter. And I'm like getting excited because I'm like, oh my God, I'm almost done. And I'm planning on like, what's the next thing to read?
Yeah.
So
we need a Harry Potter celebration after you're done.
You guys need to leave stuff in the comments of maybe another book series I should read so I can have an idea. Like lots of options. But
Or she can just ask me.
it's true. But with us talking about Harry Potter and we were talking about young adult, couple episodes ago?
2 weeks ago.
And we somehow, 2-3 days ago, were talking about children. Teeny tiny children. Children is what I'm saying. Children. And I came in today.
Chitlins.
And Jenna's like, oh my God, I need to tell you something. I'm like, what? And she says, shoe test. I'm like, I don't know what that means. So what the hell are you talking about?
So,
and how did this happen?
So this was an epiphany that I had last night. So again, I've been feeling really sluggish. I decided not to stream last night, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to sit on my couch and I'm going to read. But one of my amazing followers, Nerdy Muggle, speaking about you, she actually listens to the podcast as well. So
I've seen her in Discord.
Yes,
she's
adorable.
It's funny because like we both know, like I don't know her. I've seen her around, and like you know her, and now I feel like she's kind of like we both do. And I was like, hey girl. Like, it's kind of like she's the popular one. I was like, do you know her? I know her. I know her picture. I've seen it.
Yep. And she plays Garden Paws with me all the time. So
does her computer like get shitty,
nope.
or is it just me?
No. So they jump into Discord on. So it's Amy, myself, and Nerdy, and we just sit there and fart on each other, and then we just giggle, and then JP jumps into our Discord, going, "You guys are disgusting."
That sounds about
so
right.
that's about the extent of my stream. So
you take a quiet night.
Yes, so I took a quiet night, and I was sitting there, and Nerdy reached out, or actually she put it on Twitter going, hey, does anybody know how to see if a book is appropriate for a certain age of children?
Kind of like the video game scale?
Yeah, so is there a mature rating, a PG-13 rating, things like that? Got me thinking.
There really isn't, is there?
There is.
There is?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So when I was growing up, so this is the shoe test. So remember when your parents would buy you a new pair of shoes and they would stick their thumb on the tip of your shoe to figure out what?
Where your toe was?
And why?
Because if the toe was at a certain spot, it was like too big or like too small?
Correct.
Okay.
So my mom used to do that to me when I would read.
What?
I was in the sense of this, not my shoe.
Okay.
This is similar to the shoe test. So as you were younger, your mom would always test how your shoe was so that she would be like, okay, you'll grow into these, or this is too tight and we got to get a size up.
Yeah.
So that you don't grow too fast and now I have to buy another $60 pair of shoe for my kid who keeps growing like a weed.
Yeah.
Which, unfortunately, you'll still be buying those pairs of shoes because we still grew
like weeds.
Like weeds.
Yeah.
Anywho, so I, being a nerd, I lived pretty much at the library. And for book reports and other things, I remember 3rd grade, my mom goes, I think it was my teacher too, mentioned Jenna's reading books that are a little bit higher advanced than what we think that she should be reading. So I remember my mom would have to open up.
School told her that.
School told.
Okay.
So she would have to open up the book and point to a word and see if I could read it and also if I knew what it meant.
Okay.
To show that, yes, I could read this book, no, I could not.
Okay.
So understanding, yes, this is okay for me to read, or this is too advanced for me, I need to wait till I'm older.
Okay.
So I felt like that was kind of like the shoe test. Like, okay, you are totally okay to read this book. When she told me the book that the girl, what she wanted, or her daughter brought up to her to ask her if she could read,
yeah,
I go, wow, how do I test this? I've never heard of the book. Goodreads. So I'm like, all right, went to Goodreads, went and read the synopsis or the gist of the story. And I'm like, okay, I can see. Then I started reading reviews. All right, the age group of the reviews that I'm seeing probably is going to be over here. This is about a book. It's called The Shark Club. It actually sounded really interesting. And I have a feeling that she probably heard about it because it's Shark Week right now, just so you guys know. I love Shark Week. So with the book, it is a girl who she's 13 years old. She gets kissed by this boy. And that same day, her person that she likes or whatever, the same day she gets attacked by a black tip shark. So,
all right. I'm intrigued.
So I'm already intrigued. And I'm like, okay, 13 years old. And the girl is 13, right? So I'm like, okay. But then I started reading. 18 years later, she's a marine biologist. I'm like, all right, 18 years. Okay, so she's in her 30s.
I assumed that was going to be a different story at the beginning of there.
Yep. So now she's 18 years after the attack. She's a marine biologist. she comes back to the town, and now she's there's like a slight mystery that's evolving in the town, as well as she has 2 love interests, and now she has to pick between the boy of her dreams back when she was 13 and this other guy. I was like,
can you disclose how old the
13.
reader? Oh, the reader is 13.
Yeah, so I was.
Okay.
That's why I was like 13.
Okay.
Oh, this is okay. And then as I kept reading, I was like, there's
about
probably
a young adult, a young 20-year-old.
No, if you do the math.
Sorry, what age
18. So 13 years old.
Yeah.
Add 18 to 13. What is that?
Oh,
8, 9, 10, 11. So that's 31.
That's an adult.
I don't think she's going to be able to relate.
Because I feel like, especially if you're writing
those relationships that she's in as well, that's more mature.
That's a 30-year-old relationship.
So I said, you know what? Even though this probably wouldn't be a book that I would recommend for this specific age, not because she doesn't know how to read.
Yeah.
Just because
you don't know.
I remember when I was reading books that too far in advance for me, I just didn't capture things the same way.
Yeah.
So I was like, fangirl. The girl is 18 years old. Mm-hmm. I know it's a little bit higher, but the girl is very like innocent and humble. Like, it's not something that she's going out and partying and she's trying to be like, you know, and there's like really good things that you can learn from that. So I was like, fangirl, great one. Will Grayson, that's a high school one, but it is a little bit more mature just because I don't know your take on, you know, same gender relationships.
Yeah.
So I was like giving options that she could utilize that are still a little bit higher for a 13-year-old, but then they can
not
30.
an adult.
That's like a romance novel that you go into or a mystery or a romance, like
mystery,
that level.
Maybe potentially thriller or something like that too.
But that's always, the writing is different. Young adult, they just write differently than they do in other things. So I just thought that was interesting because I was like,
yeah, but now I'm intrigued to kind of look up the book. Was it decent?
The Shark Club?
Was it decent?
It was. It had
ratings?
decent reviews. So I checked Goodreads and it looked like it was really good. Well done. Well written. It's just that reminded me of like
13.
How did my
me
mom
feel like it's like because my buddy has 2 twins and they're like 13, and I remember the one was like head over heels for not the Vampire Diary thing. It was something else that she was reading. I was like, oh, she's reading that. It was another young adult.
It's not young adult. True Bloods series, Charlene Harris.
I don't think it was True Bloods. It was something. It was like the Hunger Games or something. Because I knew it when he said what it was. I was like, I've heard of it. So I think it was a movie.
Twilight?
Maybe it was Twilight. It might have been Twilight or Hunger Games or something like that. And she was like probably 12. 11 or 12.
But see, I don't think that's too far off.
Yeah.
Like, that's still in high school. You're still in high school. 12 and 13, you're like in middle school.
Yeah.
Like you're 6th, 7th grade, but you're just starting to get those emotions and those feelings for like the other interest or whatever. But I think like it's not harmful though.
But it also depends on like you as a parent too, because it's like you don't have to have your kid only reading books that are with characters that are 13. It's just you should do some research of like what it is.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want you to keep them at the same age level. Like, if they were 13, I wouldn't pick 13. Yeah. I would pick like 16, 17, 18. But that's just me because I was reading those. The other thing too is there is a bunch of banned books. And I love banned books. Books that have literally been taken off the shelves because they are deemed unfit for readers of certain ages. So when I was growing up, it was The Catcher in the Rye. And it was taken out of high schools.
I remember that book.
It was taken out of high schools. It was taken out of schools in general. Harry Potter is a banned book.
Is it really?
Magic.
Oh. Religion
and everything came through and was like, we want this book banned.
I feel like all I was reading in school, from what I remember, was a lot of sonnets. We did last Shakespeare.
Oh, yeah. We didn't really do that.
We didn't really have a lot of books. Or you could pick something you wanted to read and do like a review. And I usually just like cheated and just got like the, what are they called? The side notes?
Yeah.
Spark notes.
Spark notes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my thing, is I felt like my mom was doing the shoe test on me every time I had a new book.
So a shoe test is opening up the book, going over a couple words, and seeing if the kid knows what they are, essentially.
Yep.
Can read what it says.
Read what it says and also
understand
describe what that means. Yep, 'cause she
Interesting.
did that, and it would always be really fun when she would do it to me, and I'd get it, and I'm
Yeah.
like, see, told you.
Do you ever feel like you squeaked past the test and got deeper into books? You're like, oh wow, like I'm glad my mom didn't open up to this page. Yes, that's a yes.
Probably. I don't remember, but like I read The Bell Jar, and I was like super young, like probably in 4th or 5th grade. I don't think she was testing the books then. Like 4th, 5th grade, then they were like, meh.
I feel like I got into my mom's smutty romance novels probably at like 12 or 13.
Yeah.
And they're like smutty romance. I mean, like, you know, the girls, men, you won't know, like fellow dudes that watch us, but the ladies, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Those like pages that are yellowed. You get them for like 99 cents. Scott usually has Fabio on the front and like the oil painting of like, I don't know, some Highlander dude. Yeah, those
My
are
favorite
like
is
12
the
or 13.
cowboy ones.
I
And
like
then
the pirate
I
ones.
was-
It's always cowboy.
As always a cowboy. I'm on
Cowboy
the side of the
pirates.
road, and this man galloped up in his horse and saved me.
So it's either period pieces, so it's like what, British,
Yeah.
like old, like her petticoat, like huge, and then it's cowboys. I read one that was interesting, and it was this guy who like was a swimmer, and then like he had some like problem where he couldn't swim anymore, and the girl was like kind of like going to take care of him in his house and like be the physical therapist to make him like be able he could swim again, and he's like, well, if you catch me one of these days, you can have me. And I was like, ooh, I'm intrigued. But I was like young, so like I sit here and I'm thinking, oh my god, 13-year-olds should only do that stuff for 13. But I'm sitting here going, I read that stuff when I was that age.
That's what I'm saying.
I'd
Like
sneak out into the
shit that they see on
porch.
YouTube is way ridiculous.
I don't know if I could handle a kid in this day and age because oh my god, they I don't know.
There's straight up porn on Twitter. I was like looking at
On
something.
Twitter?
Yeah, I was looking on Twitter and somebody like commented on something
Yeah,
or
but kids
whatever.
don't use Twitter now, or do they? I
Yeah,
don't
they
know. I think Instagram's the thing that the little kids aren't wanting to do anymore.
Well, that too, and Facebook.
Yeah,
They've
we're
gone
old.
to Twitter and
Snap?
Snap is more, but they also do those like, oh damn, I'm super old.
Yeah, we are.
What are those ones that they do the like videos and they're all like
Venmo?
Venmo is
Oh,
for money,
no,
dude.
I mean
oh shit!
Vines, which are gone.
Oh man,
You're
those
talking
have
about
been gone.
you're talking about the TikTok
Musically,
or the TikTok thing.
yeah, TikTok.
I don't.
What's
I don't even know.
Musical.ly?
Musically, I don't know.
Musically is a new one.
Oh my god, we are so old. And
We
you
are
know
just
what?
not. We need to get on there.
You know, we're old, but like I'm okay with that. Like I'm alright.
I'm on a better demographic.
I'm like ready to be sitting in my lawn chair with like get off my yard. Like I'm okay with it. Reading a book quietly. You know, when I even said like that I lied and did the Sparks test, I'm realizing, or Sparks notes, I'm realizing with the Harry Potter books, it's probably the most I've ever read in my entire life. Yeah.
That's impressive.
Video games hit me at like 11 or 12, and then I just whoop, went right to that. Because anything I read then was a strategy guide. That's it.
So sad.
Yeah, reading as an adult.
All right, let's go to race class alignment. It said weekly catch-up.
They all switch to that.
Do they really?
They do, yeah.
It's fucking weird.
I want to like hit all the buttons, but it would piss everyone off.
Yeah.
Like going through.
So true. So, welcome to season 3, episode 1 of Race Class Alignment.
We're going to talk about virtual penises today.
Big old virtual penis.
Honestly, what we're talking about is essentially things that we're proud about. Mark and I have this thing where we call it like a PV penis or a PV peen. And it's essentially those things that you, in real life, want to like tell people that you've done in a video game because you're just so proud and excited about it. And I was telling Jenna, I was like, well, what would you want to put on your resume as far as like video game resume of like what you've done? And we were kind of like chit-chatting about it, and like the more, it kind of gets out of control when you sit down and like really think about it, like what you think is impressive and what should impress people. Like if you were at a mixer, and I feel like a Twitch mixer would be perfect for this, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, that one time like I streamed for this, or that one time I didn't,
Oh,
I
yeah,
held
yeah.
it in and didn't go to the bathroom for like 18 hours, like that kind of stuff. I wonder. And I just wonder if there's like people
I've done
out there
before.
that do
Not
that.
18, but it was pretty long. Which I started going like this. Like, it was one of these things. And I'm like, can they see me, like, shaking right now?
Yeah.
You guys, I gotta go check on my dog. And I literally,
you
went to go piss.
You can just tell them water closet. It's fine.
Yo, dude, I gotta go pee.
BRB bio. Like, it's fine.
Oh.
There's a few that come to my mind because, like, when video games came into my life, I was, 11 or 12. And I kind of, when I nostalgia and reminisce, it takes me back. So, like, the first thing that comes in my mind is Final Fantasy VIII.
Mm-hmm.
And it was summer vacation, windows open, and I gamed for 3 days straight without leaving my room. And I left my room to go to the bathroom, but, like, I had a microwave in there, I had a mini fridge, and I lived off of
I've done this too.
Mountain Dew Code Red and s'mores.
Hell yeah.
I lived off of it for 3 days. And every time I, like, turn on Final Fantasy VIII and it's, like, the original music, like the Balam music, I instantly go back to being in the summertime at, like, 10 or 11 with my windows open and
That's
and
awesome.
the mentality of wanting to sit there for 3 days.
I was so excited because I had the PlayStation 2. And I would play a lot of wrestling on there,
The
etc.
SmackDown stuff?
SmackDown,
Oh,
yeah.
I loved making characters.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
so much. And then you just did it so they could walk down the intros.
And then I would pick up all the chairs and do stupid shit. So, biggest one though, not wrestling. I went to Blockbuster
Okay.
with my mom.
Okay.
Yay, Blockbuster was still around. And she's like, you can pick out one. I picked out Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Played it until 3 a.m. in the morning and beat that shit
In
one day. I was so excited. I was like, I am in love.
It was Christmas. I don't know what year, but it was Christmas. I really wanted Jak and Daxter. And I got Jak and Daxter, got it in Christmas morning, beat it that night. 100% got every single thing. Now unfortunately, this is before PlayStation had the achievements.
Damn it.
So I got everything. So then when I rebought the remastered version, I was like, well, I have to get 100% because now I need that proof. I need that physical, like, digital proof to show people I've done it. Because it's one thing for me to say I did it, but I need that proof to do it.
Did you do it?
I haven't redone it yet. No, because that magical Christmas night is the night. That was it.
Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to recreate those types of things.
It is.
You have that nostalgia and you don't want to ruin it, and then you don't feel like you've done it
as big as an achievement. I feel like there was that. I almost beat the record for the speed run of God of War, which I never knew because, again, achievements didn't exist. And now that I had rebought the mastered, it's like, oh, if you do it under 5 hours, you get, like, speed of the god or something. I was like, yeah. And I tried doing it, and I was off by, like, 30 minutes.
Which sucks.
And I was, like, controller down. I'm like, I'm never doing it again. There was something, I think, in the first God of War that was, like, these Trial of the Gods. And I remember I was at a LAN party thing with a bunch of friends because they were all playing maybe WoW at the time. It was when LAN parties were pretty big. Like,
yeah, I remember those.
So they had opened up something in our town of, like, upstate, middle of nowhere. And everyone was playing this game, and I'm sitting there playing God of War. And I beat the Trial of the Gods, but it took me, like, 7 hours, and it was really, really hard. But again, before achievements. So, like, I don't have, like, the proof, which kills me. Ugh.
Which bothers me is I play a lot of The Sims.
Yeah.
But, again, I don't think of it until now that how many times I had to repurchase The Sims. I had The Sims 3 and Sims 4 came out and they have all these expansions, but each time that I moved into a different computer, you couldn't use the same key code. Now they changed it. So, and then you had to rebuy The Sims because...
That's weird.
Yeah. So now they have it on Origin.
I thought about that because,
right?
like, you get the key codes for other games and, like,
they can only use it once.
But I never thought as a kid changing your desktop. The computer's a computer. You know what I mean? Interesting.
So I had to change, like, I changed laptops, things like that, and lost The Sims. And on Origin now you can just click on it and now it'll show you what you've purchased and what you're playing, and it'll always stay with your name.
Yeah.
Which is different. So currently I'm only at, like, 300 plus hours of playing The Sims where I play nonstop. Now, just so you guys know, only 300 has probably been just this year
Oh my god.
that I've played 300 hours of The Sims. But I used to play, like, a new expansion would come out. I sat for 11 hours one day just playing it. It was when I was still with Justin. And I was just like, I was just like, and then I like looked and I was like, oh fuck, it's been 11 hours.
It's like
I should probably do something.
I should like eat.
Well, I mean, I have in the game. My character has been eating. Oh, that's when they slowly started getting the highlights, and I changed my girl's hair to have blonde and pink highlights. Now it's way cooler because of all my mods. But anywho,
I feel like Final Fantasy XI was a big one for me, and I haven't logged on for a while, but I think the first thing that me and Mark did when we logged on is we did like the / playtime. And I think mine was close to like 200 days of playtime. And it's
That's
like, but it's
amazing.
also like when we talked about it, I was like, oh yeah, I played it when it was like the original vanilla expansion, and it took me a week. Ooh, God. It took me a week to hit 75, and it was doing it in like Babiki Bay, and it was really like excruciating. It's horrible. My stag party stopped, and I was like, I'm going without you. And I remember playing for 2 days straight, nonstop, at my boyfriend's house when he lived in a basement. So we like stayed and played in the basement for 2 whole days for me to finally hit 75. And
What the fuck?
And I hit 75, and I'm like dark circles, right? And I'm just like dying inside because I had eaten like trash. Could have been just like mac and cheese. I was like full raccoon, you know, like dark circles eating trash. That's where I was at. And I hit 75, and I was like, they're all like, grats, oh my god, grats. I'm like, thanks. / shut down. And just like turned off the game. And I think I took a little bit of time before I came back to it. Like, it was intense, but like for me, I still boast. Like, if I'm on 14, I'm like, oh yeah, I used to have the yin yang robe. And I'm talking gibberish to some of you guys, but there's people out there that know what I'm talking about, and that shit was hard. Shit was real hard.
that's
real
so
hard.
funny. Yeah, so 100%ing games is something that I know a lot of people were into back in the day.
I feel like having the achievements.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they made them.
I don't really
But
play
some
for
of them are
achievements anymore, but it's in the back of my head. Like, when I see it or it pops up, I'm like, should I look at what those are?
I never play for achievements the first time through.
Yeah.
I just enjoy the game, and I have fun, and I beat it in a couple days, or I don't. It's fine. But it does severely bother me to have it sitting in my library, because I feel like I can't get rid of the game until I've played it completely.
Yeah.
So if I had something sitting at 100%, like the Lego games, I'm like, okay, I can get rid of it.
Lego games.
I fucking love the Lego games. It's like I could get rid of it. But yeah, because otherwise, like, I look at it, it's like, oh, 85%. And it's like, well, I can't get rid of the game. Clearly, there's other things I have to do. However, the downside with the achievements is now you have these things where they make the most ridiculous shit to get this achievement, where it's like super hard to do, or it's just really dumb
It would
stuff.
be something that you would never think to do.
Yeah, like really
Or you
dumb
barely
stuff.
can.
Yeah, and it's just like, I get it, and there is that like prestige of like, you look at it on PlayStation, it's like only like 1% of people get it. But that's, I don't know. That's hard. I'm like close for 100% on Until Dawn.
Nice.
But it's like, you know how many times you have to go through and fucking play that? Same with Detroit Become Human. I'm getting close on that. I think the only thing... Ooh, you know what? I'm going to... See, we're talking about it. I'm going to have to go through it at some point, because I might have that Jack and Daxter 100%. I doubt it. But I know I have the Lego games. It's like my only platinum. I was like...
I used to look at them and see how I compared to other people.
Oh, that kills
on my
me.
friend list.
That kills me, because I make sure that the people on my friends list usually have a higher one than me. I have a bigger PvP, because then I'm like always like, well, I need to be level 14 if someone's level 13. Like, it gets bad.
Yeah.
And I haven't played my PlayStation in a while, but it does get really bad. I'm so I'm like right now wanting to look it up, and I'm like, okay, you don't have to. It's fine.
We will in a second. But yeah, what kind of games do you play that you've 100%ed, or what's your PvP-ness?
Yeah, what do you want to
like?
put on your resume? What do you feel like you need to tell people and puff your chest up like when you meet them? Because I don't know why, but it's like one of those things where it's like, oh, I beat this game in so-and-so time. Like, okay, cool.
And do you have
nice.
proof?
Yeah.
If you do have proof, definitely share it down below.
You know, share it down below, but that's also why I like Twitch streaming, because now you do have proof. And one of the reasons why I'm doing that, like, for example, back to 8, I feel like I totally cut you off. I'm so sorry.
What? No.
But like Final Fantasy VIII. So I've played through the game a bunch of times, and now I'm doing a stream and it's very casual, but I'm trying to get the Ultimate Weapon before, technically it would be disc 1 on PlayStation, which is really hard to do. But I'm glad that I'm streaming because now I can always go back even for myself to like see it happen.
Yeah.
Like playthroughs and like see it happen. So I want to see like my reaction, like this weird Inception kind of thing. I don't know.
I think it's cool though. No, you can go back and be like, yes, I did that.
This is the time I did it. It's like Neopets when you get the rainbow brush.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I loved Neopets.
Neopets was so much fun.
I can't. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it.
For sure. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with us for season 3, episode 1. Like we said before, make sure that you hit that subscribe button, as well as like it, share it,
comment.
Exactly. All the things that we say all the time.
Yeah, all the things. You can catch us when we're not on the podcast. You can catch us on Twitch.
Yep.
She's under Genesis. Just Genesis, right?
Genesis.
Okay, I feel like there's supposed to be numbers and there's not. Genesis. Nope. I'm under the Huku. It's maybe I'll change it. I do it all the time. I change it all the time. It's fine.
We're fine. It's fine. But yes, always remember to geek responsibly.